Okie dokie.
Do your intro.
Do my intro?
Do your intro.
Hi, look at seashells, seashells by the seashore.
We gotta do those. Oh no, brown cow.
How embarrassing.
How's my hair?
I'm in the glass case of emotion. You like on your hat?
Nice.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Hi, and welcome to the show. I'm Frank, and I love Rick and Morty.
Hi, I'm Jimmy, and some people have told me that I look like Sid the Sloth. What do you think, Frank?
I can see a resemblance, actually.
Really?
So how's it going?
Going good. It's going good. I got contacts for the first time ever. That was kind of cool.
That's...
Yeah. Everything's still a little hazy, a little further away, but I feel like I just don't have magnifying glasses on my eyes to see further. So,
How long did you wear glasses?
I don't even remember when I got them. 27 now, so it's been at least 20-something years, I would think. I think I got them before I was
You
7.
just finally now get contact lenses?
I know. You should have seen my first reaction
What
in
were
the
you-
contact store.
What were you waiting for?
Well, I mean, I like to wait a little bit to see how things turn out. Like, my mom got contacts back in the day when she was younger. And they were like rock hard. They were really hard to put in. You felt them in your eyes the whole time. And so she always told me that they were terrible and not to try them. I'm like, okay, I won't try them. But like everything that changes, I believe that technology's gotten more advanced. And, nowadays, I mean, these things are paper thin. Like, they're super thin.
Right.
They don't-
Do you have the daily ones or the monthly ones?
I have the 2-week ones. It's like a happy medium between the 30 days and the dailies.
I have the monthly. I usually wear them for like 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. Like, it was like 15, 16, probably like 16 or 17 days. So it was a couple days afterwards. And I started feeling them a lot more. Like they were starting to get sticky, I guess, on the inside.
Yeah.
Like taking them out, I could literally just poke my eye and it would come off on my finger, which was bad. So, yeah. But I like them. I like them. I feel like I have more peripheral vision. Like I can see more.
That's because you do, because when you're wearing glasses, you can only see out this way. I
Right.
mean, the corners are still blurry.
Yeah. I don't know. Night driving is a little different though. I feel like I can see less now than I did before with glasses. Like I feel like maybe I just paid for better lenses than I do for the contacts. Like I don't know if they have the anti-glare and all that.
Probably have the anti-glare or something.
Okay,
So there's a bug.
So
We're doing that.
night driving, I can't see as much detail. I mean, just back waving.
There's a bug. There's a bug.
But yeah, the first time I put them in though, I was like a kid. I'm like, wow, I can see everything. Everybody in the store was kind of laughing at me. I'm just looking around going, I can see you! I can see you! Like, I was at a little bit of a kid moment there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember I had the hardest time putting mine in and out the first couple days. It was the worst.
When did you get your contacts?
When I was still in school, I want to say beginning of high school, maybe my freshman year.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know, maybe it was age, maybe because I'm older or what, but I didn't have any trouble at all.
No?
No, it took me 2 tries to get it in the first eye, that was it, and the second time I got it right in.
It took me hella long.
Supposed to be having a show, man. Loosen up. Loosen up. Let's go. What's on your mind?
I wanted dead friendships.
Dead friendships. that's the time we're gonna go and start. All right, let's go. What do you think about it?
Well, no, I ran into a really good friend of mine. He used to always say we were best friends, but we haven't really talked for like a whole year now. And I ran into him the other day when I was getting lunch,
Mm.
and it was so awkward. I don't even know why.
Awkward because you haven't seen him in so long, or awkward because of the way that he reacted?
Then we tried to be friendly and ask me questions, but then I think I remember why I didn't care about talking to him anymore.
All right.
Even the questions he asked, they feel more like attacks than actual questions. He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that could be it.
I don't know why I was friends with him for so long.
You guys were friends for a while though.
For like the longest time.
You hadn't talked to him in like a year?
Yeah.
Really? I could have swore you were over here like a few weeks ago. Maybe it was longer, I guess.
Maybe on the phone, but not in person.
Mm.
And apparently he's had this girlfriend for over a year. I've never met her either.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Interesting. I don't know, I guess on the topic of dead friendships overall, I feel like things go differently in life and it kind of pulls you in different directions. So people that are in different stages in their life
Right.
don't necessarily follow along, you know?
I guess we're on different paths right now. Maybe we can be friends again in the future. But right now, it just doesn't feel well. He's all just doing a business or whatever.
Yeah, he's got his own
He's
business.
stressed out all the time. Or he's just kind of a dick. Now he has a lot of money and he's kind of a dick. Like, all he ever did was call me to go to the casino. And at first I kept doing it. But after a while I'm like, alright, no, I don't want to go to the casino anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But every single time he called after that, it was just to go to the casino. And then I kept saying no,
Mm-hmm.
but he kept kind of like trying to bully me into going. It's like, come on, you're not my friend if you don't really go. You got to do this to me. What kind of friend are you? I want my old friend back. I'm like, dude, like, I'm over this going to the casino every fucking weekend thing. Get
Maybe-
over it.
Maybe that was the only thing you could think of that you guys had in common. Maybe you guys got to find more common ground. The other things that you can do that doesn't require going to a casino. What did you guys used to do when you were younger?
Go camping.
Why don't you go camping again?
I'm not going camping with an adult male. What are you calling me?
You can bring some friends with you, not just
Okay.
one guy. Let's not make this about being gay here. Whoa.
That's the thing he always does too. There's always gay jokes. Like, no matter what you talk about, you can steer it in some weird direction. Even when that 5-minute conversation, like, hey, what's up? Oh, you still work at the hose factory? I'm like, yeah, you working with your black hose, your Chinese hose, your fucking Mexican hose? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know how to answer this. What are you talking about? I make sewer hose. Fuck. How are you trying to turn this into some weird racial?
Maybe that's his way of joking. That's what. Everybody's got their own way of joking.
So I wrote down this thing that says, friendship is very important to help us improve ourselves and understand the world better, and to have fun, and to know who not to be friends with. So,
So what you're saying is that based on previous friends and based on previous enemies, I guess, not necessarily enemies, but people you didn't hang out with, you kind of make your own molded idea of a friend?
friends help us talk about things and just interpret and filter the world the best way we can. That's what we use them for, mostly. I'm saying right now, he is not helping with that at all.
Which could be true. Yeah, again, you guys could be in two different stages in life, two different things in
Where's
life.
my giant dong?
Oh yeah, that's still inside.
Sure.
All right. What do you say about global warming?
I don't know. I don't know. It seems maybe the planet's warming up, but I think that's just typical and like, that's just what happens. Whether we're helping it cause it, and whether or not we're gonna help it maybe accelerate it or whatever, it's still gonna happen. There's still gonna be climate change. Like, haven't you seen, like, in school, all the countries were together in one giant thing.
Pangea, yeah.
Right, and then they slowly separate apart. Everything changed. Things
Tectonic
melted, other
Right.
stuff frozen. Like, it's constantly in a state of flux. It can't stay the same possibly
So
the entire generation.
you're saying that it's constantly changing, so that you're I guess you're not necessarily saying that we don't have an effect on it, but that even if we did have an effect on it, it doesn't really matter. Is that what you're saying?
We might be helping speed something up, but overall, we have very little control over it.
So-
Right.
I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here, but so I'm trying to take the opposing side of things because I actually agree with you to a degree. I agree that I don't think that our impact on the climate change is as big as they make it out to be.
I remember seeing a thing about a volcano erupting. Wasn't Mount St. Helens? Is that a place?
Yes,
Is that in Washington?
I don't really know my geography kind of. It's kind of
Washington State.
maybe.
I remember hearing about a volcano erupting and spewing out just lots of black smoke and ash and soot and whatever.
Okay.
And then the article was going on saying that this volcano just caused more pollution than we did our entire lifetime in the past day.
And I can see that too, I guess. I mean, a volcano erupting. See, I believe, and again, it's been a while since I've been in school, so I don't know how accurate it is, but I believe wasn't that what caused global warming or caused the ice age? Was a bunch of volcanoes erupting, putting all that soot into the clouds, covering up the sun for a period of time, which caused the whole Earth to cool down.
It could have been, but that helped for the next stage of evolution for us to become here. So
Right.
whether you agree or disagree, I mean, it's gonna happen. Things are gonna change. So the polar ice caps are melting? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Probably. So, like this article I read, I wanted to get into. There's a United Arab Emirates company. I think I pronounced that right, maybe. They plan to tow an iceberg from Antarctica to the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, to fight drought and supply 1 million people with 5 years of water. How about that shit? Take that, global warming. Melt the ice. We need the water.
It's I guess an interesting thing. I guess my question there would be, why do they have to take the ice cap to get clean water? Why can't we just set up a nice...
This place is like a desert. It's like in the middle. It's like Dubai and stuff. It's like around Iraq and Dubai.
Right.
It's the big desert part.
Right. I just see, I guess I don't know too much about it, but there's got to be a way of getting clean water in there. I'm sure it's, I mean, it's a desert.
That's what they were going to take the ice chunk, the fucking iceberg. Like, they can sink ships, and they can supply millions of water. I mean, how great is that? Someone asked me, like, isn't it going to be salt water? And it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's salt in the water, but once you evaporate it,
No, actually, a lot of the polar ice caps are clean, fresh water.
okay, but even if there was salt in there, right? You
Right.
evaporate it, it goes up in like a little cloud,
Uh-huh.
the salt stays behind.
Right, okay.
That's
Yeah.
basic chemistry.
Yeah.
I'm not, right? There's not like, it's not salty still.
Is that what they're going to do, though? Or are they going to set it on a giant tank and just open up the bottom?
I'm not sure, I don't know, sure.
That'd
Put
be
in
an
a giant
interesting...
iceberg tower.
How exactly
It'll
do you...
drip down, I don't know.
How exactly do you carry this thing from one side of the world to the other without it melting? By the time they get it back, like, could you imagine putting it just? They have it on the back of a truck with a tarp over it, and they're driving, and it's like melting behind them as they're getting
Sure,
there.
they're gonna lose some of it.
It's gonna be like all the way down to a little ice cube like this big.
This was a bad idea. Well, I guess I can chill my drink. Fuck. And drink the last of this because I've gone bankrupt. Yeah, I don't know. I just.
Man, what movie was that? I watched a movie the other day where the guy was in the rainforest. He was like a genius, a little crazy. He moved in the middle of the rainforest, and they came up with this giant machine that would make ice. He wanted to take this giant ice cube to this tribe that is so far in the rainforest that they've never seen civilization before. And he's like, I'll be the first person ever to show them ice. And so they carry this giant block of the size of this table, and they're carrying it through the rainforest, and by the time they get it there, it's like a little tiny pebble like this big, and by the time he hands it to him, it's just, melted into his hand, and it's just water.
It's an animated movie?
No, this is a real movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I'll have to ask the buddy I watched it with about it.
I think I'm right here. At some point, the Eskimos. Was that the Inuit? The Inuit?
With the what?
Inuit?
You're talking foreign language right now, what?
The Eskimos.
What about the Eskimos?
They used to cast out their old, sick, and dying on icebergs, chunks of ice. Have you seen this before?
Not actually, no. I mean, I've seen it in like kids' movies,
Right,
and
like-
movies like.
Like, alright, I'm sick of you, Grandma. It's time to go. Grandma's got to go on a trip. And they put her, and then they chink, 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 and then...
Oh, see, I've never seen that. I've seen like the body, like after they pass away, push them off to sea.
Is that what it? I
In
don't know. I just remember in cartoons that happening for some reason.
Where was it at?
But in real life, it makes sense to me because they live in the cold, and during the harshest times of winter, they like survive off of animal blubber and stuff. And if people are really, really sick, they don't want them eating the food because they're going to contaminate everyone else, and overall, they're going to cause more harm than good. So they have to cast them out.
That seems a little barbaric for modern
It is.
times.
No, well, it's not modern times. I'm saying
Back in the day?
back in the day,
All right.
like when the fucking America was still run by Indians and shit.
They had something similar with that in, I believe it was in Haiti. I was doing a report, I was doing a college report about zombies. But,
And didn't World War Z, the book, start there?
yeah.
That's where the outbreak
Yeah.
started from.
Yeah, there was the whole common misconception of the Haitian zombie, of what it was. But, you know, some people believe that they were real life zombies. Other people say that, well, they were using these, witch doctors were using poison to poison the body and they become paralyzed for a certain amount of time, like the pufferfish, And then they would bury them. And the side effects of too much of that poison was that their hands couldn't go above their shoulders, like they lost motor function. Kind of like the old school, they would look like old school Frankensteins. They couldn't get their hands above there. They had no control over their wrists anymore. Their eyes were at a fixed staring position, so it kind of gave that interpretation of a zombie. Well then, so you would get buried by a witch doctor, and then they would then own your soul, and you would have to do their bidding for them. And you had no control because you were a zombie, and nobody in the town or the village would have anything to do with you anymore, except for the witch doctor who owns your soul. And so this whole scenario came about that. And so these Haitian zombies, somebody went down there and wrote a report on it and sent it back, and the next thing you know, we have this whole thing about zombies. But they used to do the same thing with their old people there. They would actually, if their elderly or sick couldn't fight to stay alive,
Yeah.
and what they would do is they would take their grandparents and they would bury them. And if they couldn't, they would bury them up to their waist. And if they couldn't pull themselves out of the dirt, dig themselves out of the dirt and get themselves up, that was it.
They would just leave them there?
They would leave them there, and they would die.
Dicks.
And so that was their way of weeding out the weak and the unhelpful, because if you couldn't pull your own weight in the village,
If you couldn't pull your own weight, then you didn't deserve
you didn't deserve to be a part of the hunting-gathering style of living. Which I thought was, again, barbaric. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Scorpion, the Scorpion King.
Are we really more evolved than we think?
It's a good question.
We're
Good,
not.
interesting topic.
We're all just animals, and we're products of the environment that we've grown up in. And we
I
all
agree with
came
that.
from the earth. And we're all part of this human condition.
What human condition is that, Frank?
Humans are born with a disease.
Okay.
This disease is consciousness.
You believe that the disease is consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you put the limits on consciousness?
I don't know if limits is the right word. I'm just saying that.
Would it, I guess, would it be better suited to cross the line or draw the line that we were all given the ability of choice? Animals have consciousness. We can show that in studies of their brains that they have consciousness, that they do have thoughts. They're just not thoughts similar to ours. I think that our biggest chain that we have, our slavery there, if you want to go that far, comes to the minds of choice. We have the freedom of choice. We have to choose.
I agree, but to an extreme, we aren't just free, we are condemned to be free.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Elaborate.
Well, you were saying something about...
Fate versus free will. That's what I was talking about earlier, which I thought was interesting.
Right. There's no such thing as fate. There's nothing preordained. You're not predetermined to do anything. Your existence precedes your essence.
What do you mean by that?
Do you know what an essence is?
Not by dictionary
It's
definition.
like the purpose. Like, the coffee's essence is the taste good and keep you awake because of the caffeine.
It doesn't taste good. You have to add stuff to make it taste
I
good.
like the way it tastes. Alright, quit ruining my analogy.
Okay, alright.
The sunglasses essence is to help block the sun. So if you have a pair of sunglasses and then all of a sudden there's no lenses, then it has no essence.
But what if you wear your sunglasses at
Ah,
night?
fuck. I don't know. Then you're really, really cool.
That's right.
Oh man, what were we getting into? I swear there was something else I needed to say, but
You were talking about
I can't think of
consciousness
it.
being we are condemned to be free.
it's a disease.
That you believe it's a disease, but what do you
Right.
truly believe in this? Is what I'm trying to get into.
Okay, so I've been really trying to get into philosophy lately. If you can't tell what this whole fucking thing is really for.
I can't tell. That's all right. I'm just along for the ride.
So we're a conscious being, and we have to choose what we do. It doesn't matter what that is. It's just whatever you want it to be. I guess the main question is we must find the best way to live life. So what is that? What is the best way to live life? And according to old Greek philosophers, the best way to live your life is in the pursuit of excellence.
In what? Anything?
Yeah, whatever you decide. I decided like I love art and stuff, and I want to be an artist. So my pursuit of excellence would be to do art the best.
So it doesn't matter what you do, just as long as you do the best at it.
Right.
I guess in the same.
In the pursuit of excellence.
Is that what you believe?
Yeah, and also I thought maybe we could call the show that.
What? The
The
pursuit of excellence? All right, we can try that. I don't mind. So in your belief right now, you believe that there is no God.
Right.
You believe that religion means nothing
Right.
in that sense. You believe that we are condemned to our own consciousness, or I guess you can parallel that with that you believe that we are stuck with and forced with the choices that we make. We're condemned to make choices consistently throughout our lives. Or do you disagree with that? I think that's my side of things.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you're kind of taking away. So your argument there is that
Oh, and you also gotta remember that we are forced to pursue meaning in a universe that will forever remain silent.
That's
There's a cosmic indifference. The universe does not give a fuck about anything we do.
okay.
Nothing we do.
All right.
So this silence, this indifference, this void, if you will,
Mhm.
is what I believe most people are assigning as God. They can't stand it to be empty. So we'll just empty void with nothing in there. That's the answer. But most people want to fill that void with what you would call God.
Well, I think that, see, and again, this is, your whole perception stems off of a bunch of smaller arguments that have to be made beforehand, I think, to me. I kind of agree, or at least I've had some thoughts along the lines of that people cannot, in a sense, like, for example, in religion, justice. People have to believe that this is a just world, but there are some that don't believe that this is a just world. And so in that sense, they're filling that void of, because the world isn't necessarily just, that it doesn't really matter whether or not we're alive or not. Some people can't handle that thought process, and so therefore religion fills that. And there is justice to this. And it's interesting because all kinds of religions go into all kinds of different topics, whether or not somebody's going to live forever or go to hell, and that's in that terminology. But fate versus free will, for example, you're discounting anything that has to do with fate, discounting it altogether.
Yes.
Okay, so if everything that we make is a choice, every choice that we make, what separates us
From what?
from everything?
I don't know.
If we're all in this cosmic universe that nobody gives a fuck about, let's say that the whole world, the whole universe, could care less whether or not we live or die.
Right.
Okay, so we're like, and it's interesting if you ever watched like Men in Black.
I did.
You remember how the whole universe fit in like a little pinball or whatever?
Yeah. It was a marble, I think.
Marble, yeah, it was a marble, right? Okay, so does that mean, in that sense, are we the ants of the earth? Like ants come around and they eat up everything. If you're sitting at a picnic, they'll come and eat your entire sandwich if they're sitting there. So is our purpose then to eliminate the earth, eat it up, until we no longer cease exist like bacteria? Do we have the purpose of basically just multiplying until there's no more room for us all, and then we all eventually slowly die off?
Yeah, probably.
So
Well, that's governed by the selfish gene.
What do you mean by that?
It's in our DNA. It's what compels us to keep mating and reproducing.
Because we're selfish?
No, it's just the selfish gene. That's just what it's called. Your DNA. So you have a whole subconscious you're unaware of that controls and monitors everything that's going on in your body. And it compels you to do things. Just like when you want to go grocery shopping, right? You need to constantly do stuff. So you go out, you go to the grocery shop, you buy stuff, you bring it back, and then you feel good about what you've accomplished.
Okay.
And the only reason you feel good about it is because your unconsciousness is rewarding your brain with dopamine.
And you believe that's the selfish gene?
No.
And I guess I'm a little confused here. In the same terminology, I think that my brain would release the dopamine after I go grocery shopping, knowing that I have enough food to survive for the next little bit.
That's what's compelling you to keep going and do things, to get that little reward. I'm just saying you're not as in control as you think you are. The selfish gene is the one that propels us to just keep our family and lives together and to multiply. You're saying that is our purpose to just keep multiplying until we take over the whole world? Like, yes, it's to keep it going. It's to keep our DNA going.
Wouldn't it be the survival gene in that sense?
No.
You want your bloodline to survive? You want your everything to survive?
According to Richard Dawkins, it's called the selfish gene. Now, some would argue that Darwinism is the thing that compels us. The strongest survive, but the strongest don't survive.
Not anymore.
Have you seen the new Alien movie?
I have not.
Oh my god, it was so good. I
Did
loved
you?
it. Yeah.
I have not seen the new Alien movie now. I haven't seen the one before it either. I don't
In
think.
the Alien universe, you could say that Darwinism is key because the alien is like the apex predator.
Right.
Strongest.
But I believe that since we've gotten a lot further in society, we have hospitals that can help people.
Yeah, but we also have single serving everything.
Okay, yes we do. We do have it. Everything is single serve, everything is in an instant.
I love single serving. I love this coffee. This Keurig is the shit.
I think it's nice. It prevents wastefulness, but I think
Does
it's
it
also,
prevent wastefulness?
That's the comment.
I don't know about that.
Because now you're throwing
Because
away little
every
plastic.
single little cup you're throwing away, yeah.
Right.
Isn't that more plastic?
It's true. I think it really is the convenient part.
It's very convenient.
It's just convenient.
To relate to the whole single serving stuff, we get all this. I guess this kind of relates. I think that too many people's base knowledge comes from commercials.
Okay, I can see that.
Like, where do you get vitamin C from?
Vitamin C, just based off the top of my head, would be an orange.
Orange juice, right.
Orange
Do you think
juice.
this is the only place vitamin C is located?
Well,
Where do you get calcium from?
from milk?
From milk. So if I never drink milk, I'm never getting calcium?
That's not true.
I know it's not true, but I think a lot of people believe that.
That's true. I can see that.
And some people, the lesser-minded species, the ones that are dumber than me is who I'm talking about. That's my ego talking.
Okay, so the less than 1% out there.
They would get mad at me if I like bring something like this up. Like, I know how this stuff works. Like, dude, I think you need to step back and realize that you're basing a lot of this shit about commercials. And these commercials are clearly designed just to sell you crap. They don't care if they're selling the truth. They're not selling the truth. They're giving you the product, and you're giving them their money.
I can agree with that.
There was this. Well, I was buying food, and I wanted vitamin water. It was in the fountain drink, and there were some fucking people standing there. And then one guy made a joke. He's like, vitamin water, because it's better, right? It's got vitamins. It's not just another sugar water. And I know he was being true, and I know that it's just sugar water like everything else. But I wanted the vitamin water. But because he said that, I was like, fuck! I can't get this now because of this asshole.
Why did that make a difference?
I don't know. It just did.
Why did it make a difference?
It did make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference.
It made me very sad. Because I wanted the vitamin water.
You should have got the vitamin water then.
Well,
Who cares what somebody else thinks?
it was too late. It was in my head.
It's your
just,
life.
Like, fucking with me.
It's your
It
life.
was already fucking with me. All right. So what? That's never happened to you? You've never been somewhere and someone says something? They're not even saying it directly to you. You're just over here and then it just like...
I can't say for sure that it's
No.
never happened to me. I'm sure it probably happened at one point in my life, but I can't remember it. No, I just don't. I don't really care what other people think in that sense. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do what I think is right, and if I'm completely wrong and I'm the idiot out of the outcast, then I'm the idiot and the outcast.
Speaking of idiots,
Segue.
what do you think about Donald Trump?
I think this is a hot topic for a lot of people.
Topic. How the fuck... You were talking about... You mentioned the media controlling stuff. All I know is every day or once a week, a big topic on the news is whatever the fuck Trump tweeted. That's like their main storyline.
Yep.
President tweets this.
Yep.
President tweets that. President, like, what the fuck is happening? Isn't it more important stuff to look at?
Yeah.
I guess this is the entertainment we're looking for. Did you see Kathy Griffin's photo shoot thing where she held up Trump's head?
No.
No?
No,
It
I
was
did not.
dumb. It wasn't even like a good replica of his head. It was like a paper mache piece of garbage or whatever. But people didn't seem to like it, and she immediately apologized. I guess she was trying to make a joke or something.
I don't understand what the fixation is on making fun of. I mean, every president has been made fun of before. Every president.
Yeah.
George Bush, Obama, they were all made fun of. Actually, Obama was made fun of a little less, I think, because of the whole racial issue there was there.
Because he wasn't as much of an idiot.
It's possible. It is possible. I don't know. I don't know enough information about that. But I do know that every president that I've been alive for has been made fun of
Yeah, me too.
and poked out. Now, I do think that Trump, because he does throw out all these tweets, we have a lot more social interaction online, gets a lot more of the limelight. But what I'm confused about, I guess, despite the factor that everyone seems to have a problem with Trump on the media, there's still that fact that 61 million Americans voted for him. Like, why is it that all the 61 million people that voted for him suddenly have a problem with him? I don't think that they do. I think they just don't talk about it. They don't really care. Why is it that we have such a fixation on what he's doing right and what he's doing wrong?
I don't know. Because he's the president. He's supposed to
Right, but
hold up some sort of standard of the American people.
I believe that every president has gone through where they try to make what they think is right. They sit down and they go, I want to do this. And then you've got 100 other people or a couple hundred other people in the government. They're going, I'm not going to let that pass. I'm not going to allow that to go through. And they're like, well, what about this? And they got to keep lowering their standards until they can get it passed, whatever they get passed. And regardless of what they do, by the time it gets through and gets out to the public, it's all a bunch of crap anyway. It's not like it's changed or anything for the better for the most part. I think a lot of things don't really change that much because it's very hard to get things through. We have a two-party system.
Don't want to talk politics.
Okay, we don't have to talk
I
about
don't like politics.
Why not?
I don't know. They're just...
Why not?
I just wanted to mention the Kathy Griffin thing, which I don't see how she thought that was going to be funny. Even I don't know if I like Trump or hate him.
Wasn't that in a terminology? Like you're having the head of the president? Isn't that like a threat to the president?
Indifferent. Yeah, I know. And she's supposed to be a comedian, supposed to be funny, or maybe some bold artistic statement.
Don't they have like lawyers and stuff? They're like, this
But
is a bad idea, Kathy. You shouldn't do this. And she's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like what?
Then they keep trying to do like a bits on Saturday Night Live. Have you seen these?
Yes.
With the guy dressed up? I can't last like 3 seconds through one of these bits. They're not funny. Not that I want to defend Trump. I'm just saying they're just not funny. They even like started a whole like show. Like, did you see that Comedy Central? It's like the president show.
No.
Some guy just impersonating the president. He's just doing an over the top impersonation. It's just bad. It's not even funny. I don't know how these shows keep getting made.
I have no idea. These shows keep getting made either.
Retarded.
But I also don't know how a lot of the reality shows get made either. Like, I don't find it entertaining to watch somebody else's drama on TV. And I could be alone on that. I'm sure there's enough people out there that do, but why?
I love Ink Master.
Do they have a lot of drama on that show?
Yeah. But
Why?
they also just do tattoos. I don't know, they're kind of fighting, but The tattoos are sweet.
But so do you watch it for the drama or the
The
tattoos?
tattoos.
So you're not watching it for the drama anyway.
Some of the drama's kind of fun.
And yet they gotta throw it in there.
Well, it makes it more exciting. But no, every single time they go to do a new tattoo, they're always like, oh, this is super difficult and super hard. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, yeah, totally. And then next week, same thing. Oh, this is super difficult and super hard. Like, wait a minute. You're just saying the same thing, but it keeps sucking me in like, oh my god, how's he going to do a realistic heart? How's he going to do that face? How's he going to do a dinosaur? It's just like, draws me in.
All right.
Maybe as an artist, I kind of relate, because like, maybe I draw like 100 things, but every time I go to the new thing, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I don't watch any of those style shows. I always watch something fantasy that doesn't exist, isn't real.
I think that was fucking phenomenal. So, that was good.
All right. Well,
So, I'm Frank,
I'm Jimmy.
and this has been The Pursuit of Excellence.
The Pursuit of Excellence. It's a good title. All right.
Remember Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Those could be our... can I find a quote from one of those things they use sometime? I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, we could get a poster. Alright, because they're always like, be excellent to each other. And remember the last one?
Uh-uh.
No? Alright,
No.
whatever. Alright, bye.
Okay. Bye.